Chapter 51. Lack of interest. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Chapter 51. Lack of interest. Jin quickly focused on the competition since Fu Heian did not require immediate medical attention. The elimination round was a live telecast as well and was split into two parts. Yao Jiehong did not pay attention to the competition and even uninstalled the application on his phone since he could not be bothered watching Jin. However, now that things had changed and he had promised to work with Jin, he had to learn more about her if they were to collaborate. Yao Jiehong had to sit among the audience and watch her perform. He wore a mask and sat in an inconspicuous corner to avoid getting recognized. All the contestants were standing on stage wearing masks. Those that came in ranking 1 to 22 were in the safe zone while the last 8 were placed in the elimination zone. Yao Jiehong spotted Jin in the crowd right away. She was tall, slim and always looked well poised, so she stood out from the crowd. It was no wonder Fu Xiuyuan was head over heels in love with her. The host announced the rules. The contestants in the elimination zone can pick anyone from the safe zone to battle. You can pick any song ever performed by any contestant on the program. That makes a total of 120 songs to choose from. Feel free to pick any song that suits you. Yu Guannan and Chu Ling sat beneath the stage as they watched. The last 8 contestants were not lousy singer-songwriters. The instructors had already advised their teams which opponents to pick based on their strengths. It was going to be the battle of the best and an exciting night. A contestant said softly while the camera was pointing elsewhere, "I am so envious of Little Rose. She keeps coming in first, so no one will pick her." Aha! In reality, the top 10 contestants are pretty safe. "People like me who came in 20th are at greater risk," said Yiku, also known as Little Leaf. In order to improve their odds, the contestants in the elimination zone would usually pick contestants that ranked 15th to 22nd to battle. If they picked someone strong, they might end up eliminated. The instructors took this into consideration when they came up with their game plans. Gu Qinghua was now the 5th, but she remained anxious. After all, everyone knew she was unable to perform consistently. She was mentally prepared to get challenged and had even prepared a speech for her loss. She looked at Jin and hoped that Jin would go far on the program. All the viewers felt the same way as the contestants. Since it was unlikely that the best contestants would get challenged, they showed little interest in their performance. "I don't think we will even get to see Little Stone perform, let alone even better contestants like Little Rose and Little Flag." Sigh. Now that a day has passed without scolding Little Stone, I am starting to feel bored. That's right. Things can get so boring when she isn't making trouble. The first contestant from the elimination zone had already stepped up on stage as the viewers commented. Her name was Zhu Xian, also known as Little Pig. She had come in 30th this time. After walking up on stage, the host handed her the microphone and she said, "I want to challenge Little Stone." The crowd buzzed with commotion. Chu Ling felt shocked as well. Zhu Xian was on his team and he had suggested for her to battle Yiku based on her strengths and weaknesses. Chapter 52. Elimination. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Chapter 52. Elimination. Was Zhu Xian going to challenge Jin? Yao Jiehong was resting his eyes, but opened them when he heard who Zhu Xian wanted to compete with. Yao Jiehong could not help recalling Jin asking him to get Ding Jianyong to give his employees a warning over something minor earlier. He scoffed in his mind right away. Jin must have a terrible relationship with everyone on the program if she had to resort to that. Only Zhu Xian truly knew the reason she selected Jin to compete with. She was Chu Ling's fan, so she took part in the competition solely for him. Hence, some of Chu Ling's fans had become her supporters. She was already unhappy with the way Jin was using Chu Ling's popularity. Now that she had made it into this round, she had to teach Jin a lesson. Even though Shi Jin had performed well for her last two songs, Zhu Xian had a ready fan base, so she was unafraid of picking Shi Jin. The moment the show started, it hit a climax, so the audience could not help feeling excited. Well done, little pig. We will all call in and vote for you. We are all waiting for little pig to kick little stone off the show. Shi Jin calmly took the microphone and stood up when she was picked. She already saw this coming. Zhu Xian picked a ballad that suited her. It was Wen Yongwei's previous creation, Love You. It was the perfect song for her singing style. It was a politically smart choice to pick from Wen Yongwei's song archive. Wen Yongwei was well known, so her songs were very popular with the audience. After Zhu Xian was done singing, people kept singing her praises. Yao Jiahong sat below the stage as he quietly planned what to do with Shi Jin's career after she got eliminated. Shi Jin had picked Gu Qinghua's song, I Want to Be Your Spring. Even though the lyrics were bright and positive, the song had a sorrowful air and was in Gu Qinghua's singing style. Shi Jin had sung it countless times, so she was confident about performing it. The moment she opened her mouth, her ethereal voice struck Yao Jiahong right away and made him sit up straight. He looked at the girl on stage in shock. It was inconceivable that she was capable of sounding like this. Shi Jin's voice sounded smooth and consistent from behind the mask. In comparison to the sorrowful air in Gu Qinghua's singing voice, it sounded sad but not completely heartbroken when Shi Jin sang it. When spring is over, I hope I will still feel you like music. May the flowers bloom so that you can escape from the dark and sadness. After she was done singing, all the instructors reacted just like Yao Jiahong and straightened their backs. It had been a long time since they last felt so touched and triggered by a song. The voting had begun. Chu Ling's fans were stunned briefly. They automatically wanted to vote for Little Pig when they snapped out of their daze. However, they paused as they touched the tears hanging from the corners of their eyes. Little Stone was the one who moved them so deeply that they cried. In an instant, they were in a dilemma. Shi Jin had real fans out there, but they were scattered throughout the crowd in between Chu Ling's fans and did not dare to say a word. However, voting was private. No one would know their vote, so Chu Ling's fans could not come after them. The voting results kept rising until it finally came to a halt. The host looked at the results in disbelief. Little Pig had 280,000 votes while Little Stone had 500,000 votes. Since Little Pig was in the elimination zone, she will get kicked out altogether. Zhu Xian opened her mouth wide and watched in shock. She could not believe what she was seeing. However, the truth was the truth. Despite their production team's equal surprise, they had to stick to the rules. Gu Qinghua hurriedly pulled Shi Jin's hand when Shi Jin went back to her seat to congratulate her. Since they were wearing masks, she could not see Shi Jin's face. However, she could tell from Shi Jin's eyes that she was smiling. Chapter 53. Even better if they went at each other's throats. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 53. Even better if they went at each other's throats. Next up is Little Sailboat, announced the host. Cui Hang was dragged down by Deng Yufei, so his ranking was even lower than hers. He was gravely defeated by his previous performance, so he was desperate to stay on the show. Chu Ling was his instructor and he suggested that Chu Hang pick a low-ranking contestant to challenge. Cui Hang kept thinking in his heart that no matter who he picked, he risked elimination. He thought about picking Shi Jin. There was no rule against picking a safe zone contestant who had already been challenged. Since Shi Jin had just finished performing, she was probably physically and mentally exhausted and needed some time to recover. In that case, he would have greater odds of succeeding. I pick Little Stone, said Cui Hang right away. The host was caught by surprise. Are you sure? If it's allowed on the show, then I pick her. The audience went into an uproar. The audience sitting right below the stage were all very happy with Shi Jin's singing, so they were on her side. The moment they heard Cui Hang's selection, they could not help feeling contemptuous about him. Yao Jiahong frowned. Despite Shi Jin's terrible personality, it was so unmanly of Cui Hang to pick on a girl. The instructors could not help shaking their heads disappointedly. However, his actions sparked a huge debate among the audience. Ever since the birth of media, the moment any discourse was sparked, it spread like wildfire at exponential speed. By the time Cui Hang started to sing, the number of people watching the program exploded and the screen was bursting with comments. Now I really don't know what to say. Is Little Sailboat worse or Little Stone BVEC? There are always better troublemakers out there. I can't wait for them to fight it out. Even better if they go at each other's throats. Chu Ling's fans were jubilant to see this. However, there were genuinely fewer people talking bad about Shi Jin now. Since everyone respected talent, Shi Jin's recent performances had struck a chord with them. Also, she had stopped trying to exploit Chu Ling's popularity. Hence, they had no reason to criticize her. Cui Hang clearly did better than his last performance after he sang. In comparison, he was very consistent. I choose to sing Little Dreams, Falling, said Shi Jin. How could she pick that song? The crowd inhaled in surprise. Meng Xiaoheng, also known as Little Dreamer, almost got eliminated with Shi Jin previously. After going through instructor selection, he made it to this episode. Since he sang mostly indie and old songs, he had a hard time making it here. His songs were hard to sing and his voice had a lot of range. He could go even lower than a professional baritone singer and he could hit higher notes than a woman, so his songs were hard to master. Shi Jin opened her mouth to sing amid everyone's shock. All three instructors were won over at the first transition in the first line of the song. The only instructor who seemed unmoved was Chu Ling. However, despite his straight face, he was filled with shock. Were Shi Jin's vocals that powerful? As Shi Jin went on, she could hit even higher notes. Her lovely resounding voice hit the highest note in the song before it went into portamento. Even if it cuts at the heart. Don't hide. Go all out. Let me change into fire. Burning as I crash. This song was on the indie rock side and was hard to learn to begin with. Moreover, Meng Xiaoheng had created this song based on his vocal characteristics, so it was hard for most other people to master it, especially women. Chapter 54. He had lost all dignity while he was at it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 54. He had lost all dignity while he was at it. A lot of professional singers had spoken about the characteristics of the song and its difficulty to master when Meng Xiaoheng first sang it. Shi Jin not only hit all the notes, she also had a powerful vocal delivery. Even though she performed the song in a completely different style from Meng Xiaoheng, it was impressive. The comments came to a halt and the screen went blank when she reached the climax, paused for a long time until she finally continued singing. The audience resumed their comments when she went on singing. Is that really Little Stone? Awesome. Her singing was marvelous. Even a singing major like me can't hit those high notes. More importantly, the notes were high and she sounded good. My ears are addicted to her singing. Don't ask me why, but I couldn't help kneeling when I heard her singing. Chu Ling lowered his head as he contemplated. The lyrics of the song were about breaking out of one's past and entering a new stage in life. Was Shi Jin really going to let go of her past? Even though Deng Yufei never once stopped to question Shi Jin's abilities, she could not help reconsidering. Her heart felt constricted. Why did Shi Jin suddenly improve so much? Fu Xiuyuan must have hired a professional singing instructor to help hone her skills. Even Deng Yufei was capable of improving in leaps and bounds with the help of a world-class voice instructor, let alone someone like Shi Jin. The voting results were ready before long at the end of the battle. The host was unsurprised by the outcome when he got his hands on the results. Little Sailboat had 150,000 votes while Little Stone came in with 700,000 votes. Little Sailboat is eliminated from the show. There was a hint of joy in his voice when Chui Hang got kicked out. Although he was not a fan of Shi Jin's, Chui Hang was an embarrassment, so he deserved these votes. Chui Hang's face turned ashen under his mask. He desperately wanted to stay on the show. Chui Hang had chosen to risk his reputation when he chose to challenge Shi Jin, but he underestimated Shi Jin. Not only had he lost, but he had also lost all dignity. After getting chased off the stage this way, his career was bound to get jeopardized. It was now time for the third contestant in the elimination zone to go on stage. She was Zhang Lian, also known as Little Lotus. She had already wanted to battle Shi Jin from the start. The employee who lost his job because of Shi Jin was her cousin, and he had done a lot to help her during the competition. She had planned on using this opportunity to challenge Shi Jin and kick her out of the program to help avenge her cousin, but two other contestants had already selected Shi Jin. If she insisted on choosing to pit herself against Shi Jin after she was already picked twice, it would seem unethical and she would get criticized by the public severely. However, it was the perfect opportunity to kill two birds with one stone. Shi Jin's odds of coming out on top were minute. Why not take advantage of the loophole? It was not like she started it. I am impressed by Little Stone's talent, so I want to challenge her. All the instructors beneath the stage looked at each other. Yu Guannan anxiously spoke to the production team, if this goes on, Shi Jin is bound to lose. Shouldn't you do something about it? Don't you have to stop the contestants from picking on her? It's not like Zhang Lian is breaking the rules. The director did not want to pass up on the opportunity. He could see viewership rising straight up while they sat backstage. It was mostly because everyone wanted to see people with bad sportsmanship challenging Shi Jin. Now that the program was finally a hit, he was reluctant to stop the contestants from doing it. The director said firmly, also, this is a live telecast, so we can't randomly change things. He continued, we believe in Shi Jin. Also, she will stand to learn so much from this experience. Chapter 55. How far could she go? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 55. How far could she go? Yu Guannan turned off his microphone altogether in fury. The audience was in an uproar. Chu Ling's fans were no longer in control of the comments. Instead, the general public had taken over. Some of them felt that the contestants in the elimination zone wanted to make it into the safe zone by using shortcuts and resorted to underhanded methods in order to stay in the race. It was completely unscrupulous and unethical of them. The other half of the audience felt something must be wrong with Little Stone if so many people wanted to challenge her. Otherwise, why would everyone pick her? Was it not easier to compete with the contestant who came in 22nd? The greater the dispute, the more attention the show gained. Out of the top 10 hot searches on social media, 7 were about the program. There were posts about Little Stone getting bullied on the program, the elimination of Little Pig and Little Sailboat, Little Stone's jaw-dropping performance, and doubts about the program's regulations among others. Little Lotus and Little Stone got ready to compete as the audience argued. This time, Zhang Lian performed a ballad since she was good at it. Shi Jin picked a fast song and completely outshone Zhang Lian. She surpassed Zhang Lian overwhelmingly when the results were announced. The audience was in a frenzy. Shi Jin had defeated 3 contestants in the elimination zone, but was capable of giving her best performance throughout. It was simply inconceivable. Gu Qinghua and Yu Guannan frowned so hard that their forehead hurt. How could these people do this to Little Stone? The contestants could have a short break when it was time for the advertisements to roll. Gu Qinghua ran up to Shi Jin and said, "This is so unfair for you. I am going to talk to the production team about it." "It's fine." Shi Jin pulled her. Since the production team came up with the rules, they already knew this might happen. She had already overheard the employees' conversation and heard about viewership rising swiftly. The production team would never pass up on the opportunity to increase viewership. How can we let them do this to you? What if more people want to challenge you? Asked Gu Qinghua worriedly. Singing was a tiring affair. Most singers had to do a lot of work out in order to perform well on stage. Before a singer went on concerts, they had to prepare 2 to 3 months in advance until they were capable of singing just 10 songs on stage. It was undoubtedly a grueling feat to perform in a concert. And Shi Jin had already performed thrice. Shi Jin smiled. It's okay. There are only 8 of them to begin with, that she would just treat it like she was having a concert. In her past life, she had mastered all these songs when she had nothing better to do. Now was the time to check on the fruit of her labor and see how good she was. Yu Guannan got into a huge argument with the production team, but it was futile. Yao Jiahong said nothing. He really wanted to see exactly how far Shi Jin could go. Was she worthy of his time and effort to groom? The break ended 5 minutes later. Everyone watched with anticipation as the 4th contestant went on stage. Ultimate Singer-Songwriter had become the hottest show on air. Even people who were not interested came online to take a look. Zhou Ziwei, also known as Little Tail, was already standing on stage. He looked worried under his mask. The host proceeded to ask who he wanted to challenge. Little Tail, have you come to a decision? He had already decided on his opponent, but his talent agent called him during the break and told him to pick Shi Jin so that he would win. Chapter 56. People must really hate her. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 56. People must really hate her. Zhou Ziwei did not want to hit Shi Jin when she was down and wanted it to be a fair fight. However, his talent agent threatened him, if you lose because you didn't pick her, don't blame the company for giving up on you. Since it was already the 4th round, no one felt Shi Jin could make it. He was in a dilemma. He wanted to become a singer using his singing abilities, but his talent agency signed an 8-year contract with him and had total control over his future. He contemplated for a long time before he struggled as he said, I choose Little Stone. The audience already saw this coming. Some viewers started to comment on the tough position Little Stone was in, so they could not help taking her side. Gu Qinghua pulled Shi Jin's hand and wanted to say something, but did not know what to say. Shi Jin walked out from the safe zone. Even though she was wearing a mask, it failed to conceal her tall, slender body and long legs. She was dressed in a white shirt and an ordinary pair of jeans, but it was perfect on her and looked completely custom-made for her. They played a majestic and sad song in the background like she was readying herself for battle when she walked out. The audience could not help feeling sorry for her when they heard the music. Zhou Ziwei removed the microphone and said softly, I'm sorry. Shi Jin had overheard his conversation with his talent agent and knew a lot of celebrities did not have a choice. Even more so for people new to the industry who were still struggling and had yet to become a part of it. She moved her microphone away and replied, there are no sorries on stage. Just do your best. Zhou Ziwei finally let go of his sense of guilt and his fighting spirit got reignited. Fu Heian lay sideways on the bed and was unable to sleep in the hospital. She was in a foul mood and her mind was in chaos. The foreign doctor had already examined her injury and found the local doctor's surgery and postoperative care well done. However, he did not feel confident she could recover so much that she could go back to playing piano professionally. He was one of the best surgeons in the world and only set aside his work to come over at the request of Fu Shiyuan and Qin Xinian, but he gave her a negative outcome. The nurse noticed Fu Heian was upset when she changed her dressing, so she comforted her gently and tried to distract her. Miss Fu, do you want to watch some entertainment programs? It's not good for your injury for you to feel sad. Why don't you pick one for me? Fu Heian wanted to stop feeling depressed as well. Why don't you watch Ultimate Singer-Songwriter? Tonight's episode looks really good. The nurse was an avid fan of watching talent programs and watched everything that was ever aired. The episode tonight is really exciting. A contestant called Little Stone was challenged 4 times in a row. Everyone targeted her to battle, but she took them out one by one and made it to the end. She is simply incredible. Since Fu Heian had investigated Shi Jin, she knew Shi Jin was Little Stone. She sneered, people must really hate her. The nurse hurriedly said, but she performed really well and has great vocals. Fu Heian sneered again nonchalantly. Fu Shiyuan must have paid someone off to create hype for Shi Jin. How could she challenge 4 contestants at one time? It was just hype. The nurse had already turned on the program and got absorbed by it in 3 seconds as she looked at Shi Jin with her eyes starry. Shi Jin was singing a saccharine song now. First, she did a ballad, then a fast track followed by rock, and now a sweet love song. She was showing great potential in all song categories. She was capable of singing an incredible range of notes, but she was surprisingly able to make a sweet song like this sound youthful and girly. Chapter 57. Her Again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 57. Her Again. This is just decadent music, criticized Fu Heian harshly. Since she was the eldest daughter of the Fu family and started to shoulder family responsibilities early in life, she naturally had no interest in saccharine love songs. However, she glanced at the screen and realized the program was a live telecast. If the production team did not plan this in advance, Shi Jin genuinely had great vocals. The nurse noticed Fu Heian did not like the music, so she hurriedly said, "In that case, I shall not disturb you. Why don't you have some rest?" The nurse wanted to take the opportunity to watch the program with her colleagues now that she had a bit of free time. Hang on. Fu Heian wanted to see what Shi Jin was made of. Just watch it here so I can listen to it. Oh my god. She won. Little Stone won. The nurse smiled happily. I will never speak ill of Little Stone ever again. This time, Shi Jin had a borderline win against Zhou Ziwei. Before he got off the stage, he stepped forward and shook hands with Shi Jin. Despite his exceptional performance, he lost to Shi Jin. However, he had a clear conscience and was unafraid of the talent agency. He raised Shi Jin's hand as everyone watched and gestured that she was the true winner. He hoped everyone could applaud her. Although it was unethical of him to challenge Shi Jin, he was a real gentleman when he lost. He even told the audience to save the applause for the true winner. Little Tail was very good, but he met his match. It was too bad he was singing against Little Stone. Little Stone has really earned my respect tonight. I already became Little Stone's fan in the last round. Heh. I became her fan even earlier. Deng Yufei was up next and she was all set backstage. She wanted to discuss this with Shi Jin and get Shi Jin to help her make it through this round. However, there were cameras everywhere and time was tight, so she was unable to find the opportunity. She exhaled deeply. Golden Domain Entertainment suggested she challenge Shi Jin as well. Despite how unethical it was, Deng Yufei was keenly aware Shi Jin was her best bet. Shi Jin genuinely treated Deng Yufei as her best friend, so Shi Jin would let her win even without Deng Yufei asking. Moreover, Shi Jin was already in the safe zone. Even if she lost a challenge, she had one more chance to save herself from elimination. Deng Yufei quickly went on stage. She contemplated for some time before she replied to the host, "I came to this show so that I could learn from the best." "Who would you like to challenge?" asked the host. "Since I have to put up the best performance, I need to challenge an exceptional singer. In that case, I would like to challenge Little Stone." After Deng Yufei explained her choice, she announced it. Since she did not want to take the risk, she had to choose Shi Jin. Little Stone again. She picked Little Stone again. The host felt excited. "Little Stone, do you have anything to say? Little Raindrop and I have always been close friends. I'm happy to accept her challenge. I hope both of us can give our best performance, replied Jin. Deng Yufei felt Jin was giving her a hint. She heaved a sigh of relief before she signaled Jin with their secret sign. Jin caught it. Deng Yufei always cued Jin with the signal when Deng Yufei had something to ask of her. She nodded gently to indicate to Deng Yufei that she got it. Chapter 58. Her voice cracked. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 58. Her voice cracked. Deng Yufei instantly felt assured. She quickly selected one of her old songs, Miss You. This song was a fan favorite. Jin had written the song. It was also the song that cemented Deng Yufei's status as a talented singer-songwriter. By the time Jin was reborn, she had already given the song to Deng Yufei. Jin naturally did not care. She did not feel sorry for giving Deng Yufei the song since it was about her feelings for Chu Ling. Even if she had the song, she would feel disgusted by it. However, there were a lot of tricky parts in the song. Jin was in the habit of writing songs set with traps. Just when the performer thought she had mastered the song, she could end up missing a transition and ruining the entire song. Deng Yufei did just that previously when she teamed up with Cui Hang and performed badly. This time, Deng Yufei steered clear of the song out of fear she would make the same mistake. She had practiced Miss You countless times, so she was confident about singing it well. She quickly went on stage confidently and started to perform. Since everyone thought she was a talented singer-songwriter, they liked her a lot. The moment she went on stage, everyone showed their support. Jin quietly watched as Deng Yufei performed. In her past life, she would always cue Deng Yufei when she got to the tricky parts of the song and helped her to overcome them. This time, Deng Yufei might be able to finish singing the song without a hitch even if Jin did not remind her. However, she might end up embarrassing herself completely. It was all down to probability. Sure enough, Deng Yufei's worst dreams happened. When she sang the chorus a second time, she let down her guard after she finished singing the climax without a hitch. She simply assumed there was no way she could botch an easy part of this song. However, her voice cracked before she knew it. Not only did her voice crack, but she also made a poor transition. Her voice cracked at an easy part of the song. Everyone was in shock. The audience was left dumbstruck by this rookie mistake. The viewers started to comment. Why did Little Raindrop perform so badly? I have to say I often get stuck at that part of the song when I sing. I thought the contestants would have it better than me, but she is shockingly just as bad at singing the song as I am. Little Raindrop's vocals really can't compare to her songwriting skills. Deng Yufei forced herself to finish singing the last two lines. However, even though the last two lines turned out well, the crack in the middle of the song made it impossible for anyone to notice her great performance later on. It was impossible for the audience to overlook the problem, especially since it appeared in an easy part of the song. All they could remember was her cracking voice. Deng Yufei's face lost all color. She did not see this coming. Was she going to get eliminated now? Or could Jin get her voice to crack somewhere as well? As long as Jin made a mistake, she could win. Deng Yufei stood by the side dejectedly and did not even know when Jin started to perform. How could she get eliminated? She had yet to show her true potential and get Fu Xiuyuan to fall for her and be with her. Deng Yufei knew Fu Xiuyuan liked music since she caught him listening to Jin's songs several times, so she deliberately honed her vocals and used Jin's music to try and get his attention. How could Deng Yufei get eliminated before she succeeded? Chapter 59. Worshipped good-looking people as true talent. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 59. Worshipped good-looking people as true talent. No way Deng Yufei was going to lose. She was not ready to leave the show. Just as her mind was in chaos, she heard the host saying, "Now that Little Raindrop and Little Stone have given their dazzling performances, their fate is in your hands. Please cast your votes for your favorite singer." Are you ready? In 5 seconds, you can start to vote. 5, 4, Deng Yufei was instantly stunned. Was Jin done singing? How did she perform? Had her voice cracked? Had people hated her singing? How did she perform in comparison to her? Deng Yufei's mind went blank as she walked over towards Jin and stood beside her. Before long, it was time for the audience to vote. It was Deng Yufei's last chance to stay in the program. 3, 2, the host's voice sounded like a demonic chant. Deng Yufei suddenly pretended to lose balance and bumped into Jin. She grabbed Jin's mask as she stumbled. In a matter of seconds, Jin had already adjusted her mask without showing her face. However, the ghastly contorted scar on her lip was captured on camera. Even though the cameraman quickly moved away, the audience saw how ugly Jin was. Everyone saw Jin's hideous scar. Also, some of the audience were filming the show, so they kept replaying the footage to see. Little Stone had the perfect figure, but ended up so ugly. All attention turned to Jin's face instantly. Heavens! Were my eyes playing tricks on me? Is Little Stone really that ugly? Oh my God! I really can't bear looking at her. Although I feel bad about saying this, the sight of her makes me want to vomit my dinner. How could she sing such a sweet song with looks like that? I can't take it. I really can't take it. You people shouldn't only care about her face. What about her singing? My rationality tells me not to care about her face, but I can't stop myself from feeling repulsed. Ultimate Singer, songwriter wanted to discover new talent for the entertainment industry and claimed their program was not about looks, so they kept marketing it as a part of their program. However, in today's society, everyone only worshipped good-looking people as true talent. Even though no one thought about the contestants' looks previously, the audience assumed they were at least average-looking or even gorgeous enough to be celebrities. If talent was a piece of chocolate, the wrapper should at least be normal. The chocolate certainly could not be wrapped with trash. Little Stone had become trash in their eyes. Even though Deng Yufei messed up her song, she won Jin marginally by 100 votes. She would now take over Jin's spot in the safe zone. The host announced the rules sadly, since Little Stone has lost the challenge, she will now go into the elimination zone. However, she has one chance to challenge a contestant in the safe zone. Little Stone, you will be up next in the second half of the show. Jin did not expect Deng Yufei would do this to win. Jin did not perform as well in her past life, so she did not end up getting challenged repeatedly. Jin was caught by surprise and Deng Yufei pulled this tasteless stunt. She had accidentally let down her guard. She got off the stage calmly without saying an angry word as she contemplated what to do next. Chapter 60. Glad she has backbone. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 60. Glad she has backbone. Jin lowered her head as she pondered. Gu Qinghua was so worried that she was on the brink of tears. Since Jin did not talk about it, she did not dare to disturb Jin. Yu Guannan threw a temper. What is going on? Why do things like this keep happening to Jin? The production team might not care about Jin's opinion, but they were certainly concerned when Yu Guannan got angry. Someone from the production team was sent to calm him down. I am so sorry, Jin. My high heel shoes were too slippery, apologized Deng Yufei cautiously. However, it was impossible to ignore the smugness in her eyes. Jin glanced at her before she smiled and said, "Oh really? Then I suggest you stand firmly from now on." Have you decided who to challenge? Asked Deng Yufei. All the contestants who ranked between 15th to 22nd trembled. In theory, they were her best options. Any other day, they would not feel threatened about getting challenged by Jin. However, Jin had already gotten challenged 5 times but was in great shape. Also, she knew everyone's songs very well and had great vocal delivery. Everyone had instinctively started to see her as a tough opponent. Despite exposing Shi Jin's horrifying scar, Deng Yufei only managed to surpass her by 100 votes. It was a close win. None of them were confident about outdoing Shi Jin. Shi Jin did not decide right away and simply said, "I haven't decided yet." Yu Guannan walked over and pulled Shi Jin aside and whispered, "Shi Jin, you have to pick a safe bet. Otherwise, you will get kicked out. Yi He who came in 20th and Situ Hao who came in 22nd do not perform consistently. Why don't you pick one of them?" Both these contestants came from other teams. Yu Guannan was genuinely making sound suggestions for Shi Jin. She nodded and said, "I will think about it." Yu Guannan felt assured after seeing how much she had improved and the great performance she had put up. The nurse noticed Fu Heian's hate towards Little Stone and pulled her phone away from Fu Heian. "Bring that over." Fu Heian could not help reaching her head a little closer. Other contestants had challenged Shi Jin 5 times in a row and she could not help feeling resentful. Do these people have no ethics? How could the 5 of them have the cheek to pit themselves against Little Stone? The nurse asked softly, "Didn't you hate Little Stone?" "This has nothing to do with whether I like her. I just don't like seeing people gang up to bully a woman." She took her phone and sent Song Fan a text message right away. "What has your boss been doing? Did he do anything to help Shi Jin to get more votes?" "Miss Shi told us to stay out of it," Song Fan replied quickly. "I am glad she has a backbone. But Mr. Fu is throwing a temper tantrum while watching the show." Song Fan was in a spot. Shi Jin kept telling them to stay out of the program. However, Fu Shiyuan was giving off a dangerous aura. "I am pissed off too," Fu Heian replied. "If Shi Jin can't even take care of evil people like her, she can forget about being a part of the Fu clan. Even if Shi Jin did, it would not change Fu Heian's opinion of her." Her hate for Shi Jin had yet to disappear. "Miss Fu, Little Stone is going on stage," said the nurse. Fu Heian watched as Shi Jin went on stage. A lot of people were commenting about Shi Jin's ugly looks, but a lot of people spoke up for her as well.